Hey everyone, we're back with Disco Elysium. I forgot the name of it. It's been a couple of weeks actually since I last played. 13th of... Yep. It's March now. Early March, but still. It's... Yeah, been looking forward to it. Last time, we hit the... We started the game? Or is that the time before last time? I don't remember. I remember, we get some part of our memory back in it, Disco Elysium. Title played. No, I remember. Anyway, I talked about it. Did I? I forget it. I finished reading that web novel I talked about. God, I feel empty inside now. I forget if I already said that or not, but I'm saying it again. I still feel empty.
Yes.
What am I doing? Okay, hold on. I should have watched the last video. I usually do that, but... Pay for damages. Someone reported the hanging to the RCM. Keep searching for the collar despite lacking any obvious leads. This might take some time. Nope, not doing that. Find out who's in the union box. Oh, okay, so they'll eventually show up. Right, the secret passage. There's strange doors. I remember the strange door. Logistics company go into the harbor and ask her about the murder. She should be around here somewhere. Oh, I don't remember this. I mean, it's third quest, so it must have been pretty early on. Who put the clothes in the trash? Ask Gart. He knows how the victim's clothes got in the trash. Gart's the... Yeah, I remember him. I think we missed the skill check. I was like, people killed 3? What? But, right. This is... I know what this is. Name unknown. What? Yeah, it's Raphael. It's Battler, obviously. What, you stupid? Hey, do you have a bag?
I can't believe it's snowing again. It felt like springtime just a few days ago.
Directions, please. Oh! You know where I can find the representatives for Wild Pines? Wild Pines? You mean the company woman? Yes, they're representative of the harbor. She should have set up operations nearby. Oh, that must be the woman on the giant boat. There's one docked on the pier. They arrived a couple weeks ago. It's very hard to miss. Okay. Piers this way. There's a little... What's going on with the screen? It's glitching a little. Alright, yeah, you're the library. Anything around here? Books? I don't need to examine that. What's that? Oh, binocular! We gotta examine that. We don't have money. Never mind. Can we examine that from here? Nope. Okay. Yeah, what's with the... What is that called? Tearing? Is that the right... Oh. It's fine. That doesn't show up on OBS. Okay, I'm gonna... I cut it just in case. I press Shift Tab. What's up here? We haven't really explored at all. I mean... A bird? It's an Umineko! Lonely Cormorant. It's indifferent. Boat! Recently painted. Maybe there's bags in there. A motorcycle repair. Hey, can we go into your garage real quick and get a bag? Oh, what are these? Bags? Okay, don't tell anyone. It's a secret, okay? Oh, did I accidentally end up in the... Well, I think that's a man. I can't really tell. Your room in the whirling isn't much bigger than the sloop. Sloop? Is that a name for a boat? Hello, sir. Oh, no, ma'am. Okay. The striking woman leans against the cabin top of her sailing boat. I didn't even mean to get here, and I ended up here.
Good evening, officers. I'm Joyce.
She extends her hand in greeting.
Joyce L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines, the owners of the harbor. You gentlemen must be from the RCM.
What's the L stand for? What gave us away? She stops. She holds out her hand. Shake her hand.
I'm glad to see you here.
Her grip is tight and cold.
I was dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching. Anything I can do to assist the RCM in this matter, I will, gladly.
Oh, thank you.
That is good.
Someone nice, finally.
My colleague will take the lead on this interview.
That's a bad idea.
But you know that he is recovering from an unusual medical episode. Very unusual. but I can assure you of his ultimate competency.
Kim! There's a trace of irony in his voice. Mischief, even. The lieutenant is hatching some scheme.
How interesting. I wish you a swift recovery. In the meanwhile, you have my full cooperation and the full cooperation of the Wild Pines group.
Sweet. It's hard to get a read on her precise disposition, but she appears helpful. You know something about these tattoos? Let's start with that. That's the man who was killed. Afraid this is a discussion for once we've cleared the lynching question. So you know something about the tattoos? Better not to tie the forestay to the backstay on this. If there's something else I can help you with. What does that mean? No, go back. How's looking at the photo tied to the lynching? Better... You're on a boat. And? Why, yes I am. I believe that's how the song goes. Not a lot of people on boats either. Does she have a name? The boat? No, it is called Cordelet 19. 19! That's the evil... Battler hates that number. Okay, but what kind of boat is it? It's a pleasure craft, a 19... Oh, 19! It also happens to be rated for Category 1 racing. These days I'm going to use it for business. How do you like it? My sloop? I like it a lot. Don't call it a sloop. It's the eel's hips, baby! I hate it. I'm enjoying this part of the interview. It has so little to do with the murder we're investigating. Ah, Kim. You have a license? Officer, sure you're a highly qualified... Answer the question. The crowns of her teeth are porcelain, wide as a boat's hole as she smiles. Qualified pleasure craft operator. So charming. Can I see the license? Just unit safety inspection last month, officers. It's completely seaworthy. Doctors taken part in not one, but 2 insulindic regattas. Even finished one. What happened the other time? The other time I would have finished the race were it not for urgent work matter. Much like the one I'm on now. My mic's working, right? Yeah, okay. Just making sure. Still need to see the license. Actually, don't. What do you mean? The Wayfarer Act specifically denies the RCM the authority to demand anyone's operator license. It's a little known fact among us law officials. So we can't pull over and have still ability to demand their papers? That's weak. Unless it's their passport, no. You don't ask for the lady's passport? Yeah, I'm gonna need to see your passport. Of course. Look at her passport. The woman is silent, smiling while the waves lap against the hull. And under the plastic, a light blue passport saying Republic of Vesper. Look at the photo page. A woman born in the year 3. But she's like 2,000 years old. The copy of Rachel smiles at you. Face adorned with the frown lines and the crow's feet. Photo's recent. Name reads Rejoice Leighton Messier. The L stands for Leighton. You're from Vesper? My husband is. Have dual citizenship. Your name is Rejoice? Please don't call me that. Why? Joyce is much more efficient. Okay. She nods and returns the plastic bag to her coat. Okay, got enough of that boat thing. Well, what is Wild Pines? What we do? I'm afraid I don't speak for Wild Pines as a whole. It's a giant undertaking. What do they do? The Pines' core competencies, logistics, container shipping, freight, that sort of thing. See those airships there, blinking? Those are the shipping side of things. Then to the east, towards the harbor. Oh, no, that's her pointing. And that is the terminal. Another subdivision deals with energy, oil, and gas exploration, offshore platforms. How much money do you guys have? I'm not at liberty to discuss the company balance sheet, but I can tell you that last year the company booked over 20 billion real in revenue. A billion? What exactly is a billion? Wow. Numbers like that mean nothing to me. Yes, past a certain point, numbers begin to seem imaginary. But they're quite rare for the 72,000 employees who depend on Wild Pines for their paychecks. A conglomerate the size of Wild Pines is like a shark. It stops moving and growing, you'll die. Then what becomes of those 72,000 families? It's a tremendous responsibility. Now, where do you get all that money? Yeah, lore. Why does such a huge system want with a place like this? I mean, aside from being the terminal's legal owners? Who are responsible for moving 8% of all the world's cargo? That's a lot. You don't keep it moving, the workers do. Yeah! Are we playing communist? Because I saw, what were the other, there was Based off like the pawn screen, there's communist, fascist, was it? It was something. It was something. Ultra liberal and moralist. I mean, I can see. What is Battler? What would Battler do? Come on, we're doing the communist choice. We built this district. Oh. Well, all the best parts of it. Yeah. Yeah, look. A company getaway. For a weekend or a summer holiday. Then came the revolution, but that's another matter. We had to make sure the Pines can fulfill their responsibilities to the place they built. It's called the October Revolution, but it happened in November. What can you tell me about this strike? Everything, she smiles, right up to it, but not including trade secrets. Wait, what if I want to hear trade secrets? First, you'd have to repeal the Emergency Act of Trade in Ailments that gives me the right to silence. It's quite the octopus. How do I repeal it then? Wouldn't want to disturb an octopus. Better let it be. Then you see it that way. To repeal the act would mean you're repealing the coalition government, one that leases you the right to police West Sheffield. Oh, yeah. And I'm derailing us. Wouldn't know about the strike. What's your role in this exactly? We have the official title Senior Labor Negotiator. Practice I'm a grocery clerk. Relay the union's demands to Wild Pines and return with Wild Pines counting offer. And how are the talks going? They're not. That's the problem. The union stopped all negotiations a week ago, after that awful lynching took place. Now they won't even let me into the harbor. There's a 2.2 meter racist behemoth blocking the way. Can I not talk about how I kicked him in the face? I mean, if I choose this, maybe... Wait, can I save? Yeah, oh dang it. If I could, I'd choose this just to see if I could talk about kicking him in the face, but I'm not saying that. Because I'm not playing racist battler. Let's say I was not making the kind of progress I'd hoped for when I first arrived. When you did arrive? I arrived 3 weeks ago. Yes, in the middle of February. The bay was still partially frozen then. Prefer to do these things on site, like the RCM. The strike began in December. Breakthrough evident. Oh! I wasn't the original negotiator. Took over after Mr. Gaumont hit a wall with Mr. Clare, the union boss. Mr. Clare refused to speak with Gaumont, despite concessions he'd granted the union in prior negotiations. This isn't the first time the union has gone on strike? Heavens no! There's been 2 prior strikes. Both times the union won significant concessions, including overtime pay and a medical plan. This time their demands are more, I guess you could say, aggressive. What they want you to raise minimum wage? Ridiculous! Oh, that's a little too current events. Never mind. What are their demands? There are leaflets everywhere and banners. What do they say? Oh yes. Every worker, a member of the board. I like it. I don't know what to think about that. Fortunately, they explained it. Every time the Wild Pines group makes a decision about anything, it needs the signature of each of the 2,200 workers in its Martinez terminal. Okay, sounds like a cool idea, but it probably is wildly impractical. Just so you understand, this is but one of 22 terminals owned by Wild Pines. Essentially, not only are the kings of the company, they're also kings of 72,000 employees of Wild Pine Group. King is dead, long live the workers! And what are you gonna do? I'm not sure. Naturally, I assume this was their opening position. A hard-nosed tactic with a side of mockery. There's been no follow-up. Just the same nonsensical slogan repeated over and over again. And now people are getting lynched, I hear. In the whirling rags. Disastrous situation if there ever was one. Excuse me? From whom did you hear about this lynching? The reply comes quick. First heard it from the Boya at the gates. One whose very name advertises his aversion to work. He said it was called Call Me Manana. This checks out. Scabs at the gate. Did you put them there? The scabs? I mean the huddle masses of Jamrock come to plead for work where the union refuses? They were organized by Wild Pines or its affiliates, then it would be a company secret. Cannot share it with you. Not right now, at least. It implied she's open to discussing the matter with you at a later occasion. Yeah, I got that. What happened to Gamont? He told him to, how do you put it? Oh, frick off, short man. I'm on a short of stature, you see. Huh. Okay, not cool. Keep in mind, this is a negotiator Mr. Clay has worked with before, and it was more than fair with him in the union. What do you think of Everett? Everett Clare is a man of the utmost integrity. You can say one thing about him, is that he always put the interests of the workers first. Really? I did not get that impression of him. Of course not. Everett is fantastically corrupt. Imagine he has a thick, vicious goo where you and I have blood. Yeah. He's the most corrupt individual I've ever seen. I deal with men like him for a living. Is anyone more venal, more irredeemably nepotistic? It's his twin brother Edgar. Was his name on the list? Is that where we've heard it? Remember hearing something about this Edgar. Have you seen him? Nope. Edgar looks exactly like his brother, except for that lazy guy. He also talks exactly like Everett does. One's term is as foreman is up, the other takes over. Right. Are they... This is the implication here is... Right. Are they actually twins, or is he just pretending to have twins so he can be foreman? So they circumvent the term limits, you see? What a funny little switcheroo. One office they embezzled God knows how much of the workers' dues. Oh, I get it. Okay. What about the union itself outside the Brothers Clare? Yeah. Look, there's too much talking going on. A mob. The Debarters are a crime syndicate. Sad as it may be, we're forced to cooperate with them. You're a perfectly honest officer. The company's tried appeasing in the past, but I'm afraid our concessions have only emboldened Everett and his brother. In your opinion, detective, if I may ask? I'm a curious and talkative person, you see. What do you say the Debarters Union is? Effective advocate for the rights of local working men. Basically socialist. From what we've seen of them, I prefer not to have an opinion on these things. Of course, obviously. One more thing. You said something happened in the elections? Glad you asked. There was a woman, the previous poor woman of the union. She disappeared. Disappeared? Yes, on the last day of the local chapter elections, her daughter phoned in and said she wasn't running anymore, or coming to work ever. End of story. Eerie. Downright haunting, if you ask me. The Wild Pine suspected foul play, but what could they do? It's a union matter. I suspect we're going to be looking into that eventually. The point of the presentation is, these kinds of things happen around the Clares. Watch out when you're dealing with them. But how long ago was this election? Thank you for your concern, ma'am. We'll be just fine. Change the subject. By the way, I talked to Everett. You have? How did you like Mr. Clare? Finally, time to choose sides. What would Battler say? Battler? Okay, let's get at this out of what. Would he work with Everett? No. Would he work with Joyce? I think also no. Battler's an independent man. So basically, we have two choices here. Well, this one's sarcasm. I didn't, or it's not important if I liked him. I was doing my job. You know, let's put our opinions down. Oh, come on now. He has his uses. How else would he have stayed in power all these years? Wait, actually. Corruption, that's how he's done. Yeah, we already talked about this. Position of my unusual colleague does not reflect official policy. Hope you understand. The Elysium does not pick sides. Come on! Of course, I don't expect you to share anything he told you with me. I'm not a corrupt worm myself. But if you felt like discussing something, how could I stop you? Are we not human? Are we not curious to hear another person's take? It's only natural. We'd only be gossiping. I helped him turn up the heat on the borscht. Did you now? What kind of borscht is he making? Unimportant. You're right, detective. That whole undertaking is very unimportant. Why did we do it? An act born of sympathy for the working man. I set fire to the fumes of my struggle. Very curious. Very curious thing to do. Surely, but that's how he operates. He just does things, ma'am, and he talks about them, even if it's inappropriate. If I see a dialogue option, I'm clicking it. Sometimes. Strange equanimity has overtaken the lieutenant. I said that word right. He's just going with the flow now. Easier that way. He's helping me find my gun. Oh, that's so helpful of him. Lieutenant looks at you. You can swear his jaw muscles trembling. Unconventional police officers sometimes lose their guns. Then they go around and tell people about this. To gauge their reactions. It's all part of detecting. Incredible. Simply incredible. How's it going? Is this detecting produced a gun? Mr. Everett says it's almost ready to be found soon. Did he now? That should be any day now. Unless of course he's lying to you. Anyway, was there anything else you've heard? Yeah, let's get down to it. The lynching. Quite a few things, I'm afraid. The information I'm to share with you includes sensitive trade secrets. For the sake of my employer, I have to ask for your names and badge numbers. Uh-oh. Of course, ma'am, we should have introduced ourselves. Lieutenant Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. This is my colleague from Precinct 41, Detective Dubois. Afraid Harry doesn't have his badge at the moment. Oh, mine. Who's Harry? Mine will suffice. Oh. What happened to yours, Detective? Awkwardness washes over the conversation. Remember when my partner told you I recently suffered from an unusual medical episode? My last badge is related to it. I see. So you're saying you lost your badge during the course of this episode? Yes. I can't hear you, darling. Speak up. Oh, dang it. After a night of heavy drinking, I lost all memory of my life in the world. Oh, dear. I suppose this does explain some of the more curious turns in our conversation. You know, I just realized that are the canonically heavy drinks in Umineko episode 2. This is all in character. As I said, ma'am, his techniques may be very unconventional, but he is an officer of the RCO. Hey, yeah, I do have that going for me. Of course, I sympathize. I'm afraid I simply can't share anything more until I've seen that badge. And she's a professional negotiator. Should be open to some kind of mutually beneficial arrangement. Come on, we can do it, we can do it. Ah! But madam, I need to know about this lynching. It's very important to me. It's the case I'm solving. I assure you it's no small matter for me either. We all share this responsibility for disarming this situation. We have a badge for me as soon as possible. You have so much else. I have only this. Spread your hands. This is the entirety of my existence. She's silent. The wind flaps a sail above her. This boat, for example. In a home somewhere. I only have this case. Dang it. Officer. The carbon fiber hole creaks. I don't remember anything except this lynching. There's only this coast and this lynching. You know? I don't mean to sound cold, but if you want something, you have to give something back. More than just guilt. Dang it. You're doing it. Despite your own best efforts, you're still getting in. Somehow. I'll be frank with you. I'm going to break protocol. I need to be able to justify it to my superiors. They're going to want to see something tangible. Don't ask for money. Don't ask for money. Don't ask for money. Union is conducting drug trade out of the harbor. Or a bag. It's a trade secret in Martinez. Surely you must not come as a complete surprise to the RCM either. Perhaps it's time to look into it? Or you can find your badge, which honestly seems like a lost cause. Detective, excuse us for a moment. What's up, Kim? What is completed Mazovian socio-economics? 0% of communism has been built. Evil child murdering billionaires still rule the world. Smiling, pardon my French. All he's managed to do is make himself sad. Starting to suspect Krasmazov, I wonder who's that's based on, pricked him over personally with his socio-economic theory, pardon my French. He has, however, made him into a very, very smart boy with something like a university degree in truth. America! Instead of building communism, he now builds a precise model of this grotesque, duplicitous world. Left-wing dialogue options give you plus 4 XP. Oh god, we've got to be in a communist to get the XP now. -1 visual calculus. Reaction everywhere. -1 authority. Downtrodden invalid communist. Okay. What does this one do? All endurance, white checks unlocked. Learning cap for endurance. Learning cap for perception raise. Speed gives you 1 psi. Okay. So, get the badge or do her a favor. Anyway, let's talk to Kim about it, right?
This is not going quite as I hoped it would, Detective.
Oh, we're whispering. How did you help it go? Honestly, I was expecting you to use your unorthodox technique to keep her off balance. You know, not volunteers be arrangement. Okay, I'm not whispering, that hurts my voice. Really? I thought it was going well. This woman is running circles around us. She might have known about your misplaced badge all along. She simply is an adept improviser. Either way, we played straight into her hands. She has our badge! He doesn't let it show, but there's a limit to how much the consequences of your unprofessional behavior can cost the investigation. What do you propose? That we don't investigate the drug trafficking? No. There's a reasonable suspicion we must investigate. Otherwise, she could claim we're siding with the Union. That we're on their take. We never get the end of it. What I propose is, we ask her, then we investigate, briefly. But we do not share the outcome in this investigation with her. We tell her it's done and demand for her information on the lynching. Or we could just find my badge. Oh, that'd be fantastic. But do we have the time? The world is large. The badge is 8 by 6 centimeters. We could request a new one from your station, but that would literally take months. Sorry for putting us in this situation. I'll handle it. Sure you will, Detective. Okay. You know, I like your approach, Kim.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
Tell me about this alleged drug trafficking. It's quite straightforward. Someone is using Terminal B to smuggle raw ingredients from the Sumerian Isola into Revachol from with the Union's blessing. Rod Pines has suspected it for years. Ingredients for what, ma'am? Methane, dextroamphetamine, GBL, and various synthetic psychedelics. Honestly, it might be quicker to say what you can't make from this stuff. I pronounced all that surprisingly well. Let me get this straight. The materials come from Samaria to Revachol through the terminal? Yes. After they clear the terminal, we lose track. The actual production is taking place at the various sites in and around Jamrock border, north of here. Lodpine seems to be well apprised of the local drug trade, ma'am. Do you mean to say the Union also produces the product? Sells drugs, I mean? We're in logistics. It's their business to know. And no. As far as the company knows, the Union does not produce it. They transport the ingredients. For a cut. You want us to investigate? Yes. We won't get anything out of Everard in the Dock Workers Union. Still, every chain has its weak link. We're gonna need bolt cutters for this? I think I have some. Unlikely, officer. Like with the lorries. Once the ingredient reaches Jamrock, they're distributed to a network of local manufacturers well beyond our grasp. In transit, they may be vulnerable. Have you noticed that a number of lorries are tangled in a traffic jam at our roundabout just now? Any of the drivers are still hanging about. One of them might be waiting for a crucial shipment. She gives you a knowing look. I'll be explicit. If you found the driver, I'll share company secrets with you. Why didn't you come to the RCM earlier? We did, more than one occasion. I think there's some sort of inter-precinct disagreement about whose jurisdiction this area falls under. We've heard about this. We know the company has launched its own probe with the Union's alleged involvement. We also know it's come up empty. It's not just the RCM. No one's been able to find any hard evidence. Well, these are trans officers. It's no coincidence the lorries are stranded, is there? No. We asked East Motor Track to raise the drawbridge. The road company is a partner of one of our subsidiaries. However, this is a limited time opportunity. Once the complaint has been processed by the trade committee, they'll have no choice but to lower the drawbridge. The operation will continue. She looks north. Thousands of liters of raw ingredients will pour onto the streets of Revachol. Not the east across the river, but the west. The vulnerable, the wary. Cold breath rushes in from the bay. The traffic, you hear clinking of glass files sealed beneath the tarpaulin. Or is it just your teeth chattering in the cold? Shake it off. Leaderage the local producers must get from the terminal one must be oceanic. Well, this solves one mystery. What is that, Lieutenant? Why to call the East Motor Tract and beg them to open the drawbridge for me? I wondered since I drove in. On my motor carriage. Sorry for the inconvenience, Lieutenant Kitsuragi. We need them trapped here. This is a unique opportunity. I'm sure you understand. What proof do you have that the Union's involved? Yeah, with money. So you think the strike is being funded with the source ingredients for drugs? Precisely. Smuggled out the very gate. Okay. Made up my mind about the smuggling investigation. And let's do it. We're cops. We're not telling her anything, but we'll do it. Excellent. According to my reports, there are at least 3 lorry drivers lingering near the roundabout. Hopefully one of them will know something. May come to nothing. May just blow the case wide open. Keep the drawbridge up for a few more days at least. Should have the time you need. Okay. You seem rich. Can I have some money? That's what you want to say, but it's not easy, is it? Why not? Take a look at the lady. Take a gander. Squint your eyes, bub. What nice fabrics. What lustrous hair. Why, yes, tucked away under that sturdy green raincoat, almost drastic in its simplicity, a silk shirt and matching scarf around her gentle throat. Yeah. Wealth and all of its possibilities. Yeah, so? Now look at you, you misery-clad simian, barely able to tie your own laces. Your armpits are lakes, a sight that booze precedes you. Your hair sticks to your forehead and your underwear feel uncomfortable. You're poor. You can't ask this person for money. We're not saying that. YouTube will ban me. You're too... ashamed? I'm not ashamed. What is this feeling? I've never felt it before. Yes, I should make my own money by now. Ashamed? Question mark? Yes, you're too ashamed to ask this person for money. Too scared to belittle yourself in her eyes. Those half-precious stones of El Danil. I said that right? Can I say no? Okay. No, let's not. Okay. Autosave. Okay, that seems pretty big. I mean, seems like one of the more major things we've done so far, talking to her. And what have we done? Like, we've gotten the body down, we've talking to Everard, and we've talking to her. Those are like, that's like main quest. Well, I guess, I mean, you don't have to talk to Everard, right? Because, like, if you just shoot the body down, you don't talk to him. That was like a 20-minute long conversation. I guess I'll call it there. We're still poor. It's almost night. Well, it is nighttime, actually. I don't know what I'm going to do next episode. But I am going to record one in a bit. I'm going to go cook dinner and record another one. So, yeah. I'll see you guys next time for some more Disco Elysium. Bye.